The eruption of the La Soufriere volcano on the island of St. Vincent, the main part of the archipelagic Caribbean nation of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, is making headlines around the world, and quite rightly too. This paroxysm has already displaced up to 30,000 people during a pandemic, and the volcano's explosivity has only just begun. While writing about the violent history of this volcano, which you can read about here, I noticed that the same sorts of questions about the eruption were bouncing about on social media. A number of them are based on pervasive misconceptions about the nature of volcanoes, or on the nature of the eruption itself, so I thought I'd answer them and clear up those misunderstandings. As always, follow the National Emergency Management Organization, NEMO, or the University of the West Indies Seismic Research Center on social media for official updates. Jasmine Scarlett, a social and historical volcanologist who knows more about St. Vincent and La Soufriere than most anyone else, is also a great source of trustworthy information. If people leave the red zone, are they safe? The red zone, the northwest and northeast of the island of St. Vincent, is home to around 20,000 people, and was so named by the authorities because this was the place known to be most in danger during an explosive eruption. The threats here are playing out before our very eyes. Just this morning, the collapse of a towering eruption column of ash transformed into a pyroclastic flow, an avalanche of volcanic ash and gas whose internal temperatures hover at around 1,300 degrees Fahrenheit. Those on La Soufriere tend to get funneled down the many valleys incised into the mountain, directing them into the various towns scattered around the coast. They cannot be outrun, and if they have enough momentum that can run uphill and bounce across the water. The red zone is also experiencing an erratic bombardment of variously sized volcanic blocks, pre-existing bits of the volcano, and bombs, newly formed, plasticky, hot ballistics. A thick coating of volcanic ash, a glassy substance that can cause breathing problems, clog up car engines, kill crops, pollute waterways and drastically decrease visibility, is also building up inside the red zone. It's difficult to tell, but it appears that most people have indeed evacuated the red zone by this point. I have, however, heard reports that some have remained behind. This is perhaps because they haven't managed to get out yet, possibly because they haven't been vaccinated against COVID-19, which bars them from getting on ships. And as with all disastrous eruptions, there is always a small minority of people who simply refuse to leave their homes. Still, if the majority of red zone residents are out of the red zone, that means they're safe from harm, right? Well, not exactly.